welcome to the 5th episode of that Portuguese Knitter podcast. Welcome if you're new here, and welcome back if you're already a subscriber. Hi, hello. Editing Eunice here. As you can see, I really messed up the framing of this video, and I will appear on the right side of your screen until the last second. I hope it's okay for you and you'll stay until the end, and let's get back. Yes, today we're having a more traditional podcast because I think the last one that I've done was maybe in my second podcast or even the first. I have to excuse me because you might hear some building noises because they're building a new building very close to my window. So if you hear that, I'm really sorry. So I'm here to share with you the projects in which I've been working during the last few months, as well as my webs and my acquisitions. And I've actually have a lot of acquisitions to share with you because I've been ordering and receiving some orders in the last few months too that I didn't have the opportunity to share with you. So let's get started. I'm drinking tea. I'm not a really coffee drinker. I will have it some days, but I mostly drink tea in the cozy season. And today I am drinking romance inacabado, and it's a blend from white tea with pomegranates, cranberries and rose petals. This mixture is exclusive for Miu Gourmet. Miu Gourmet is a store in Porto from a lady from Thailand. She moved here several years ago, and she orders most of the ingredients from Thailand, and then she blends them here. And I've been learning a lot from her because nowadays I drink my tea a little bit more soft and more subtle than I usually did, because as she argues, here in Portugal and in Europe generally, we like our teas strong, and they don't like it that way. So the flavors of this tea are very subtle but very, very nice. I love this tea. Romance inacabado means unfinished romance. And it's not related to the holiday season or nothing, but I think pomegranates, cranberries, and even roses are very suitable for this season. So first things first, let's talk about my finished projects, because I'm dying to start to wear one of them, and I will start to wear it now. This is my scarf-bund shawl by Fiber Tales. It is a triangular shawl with several botanical patterns, and I think the result is very beautiful. Fiber Tales made her sample in a brown bear brown. But I decided that I wanted to go for a more subtle color that was a little bit more neutral. So I knitted with a strand of Knitting for Olive merino and a strand of Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair in the color linen, which is the recommended yarn. I just changed the colorway. With, I guess, it's 3.5 millimeter needles, and I'm at gauge, but it's not that for a shawl that is very, very important. But I did a small swatch and I understood that I'm at gauge, and yeah, I will start to wear it. I will start to wear it now because I'm a little bit chilly. And my thought about making this shawl is that I don't have a bigger shawl that I can wear when I am at home to feel cozy. And yeah, this combination of merino and soft silk mohair, it's very nice because it's lightweight, but it's very warm. So I think this complements my wardrobe, my especially work from home wardrobe very well. And of course I can also wear it like a scarf, but I will mainly use it like a shawl, a proper shawl. So I'm very, very happy with my results. I think that's all I have to say. The thing I didn't like to work on was this line of the stem, which is it is a particular technique that if I had to make it once or twice before I get it right, and yeah, you'll have to have the correct attention for it to be nicely finished. So otherwise, it is a very nice shawl to make, and I like it very much. And this is my other finished project, which is the Frankish sweater by Petite Knit. I made it using 4 colors of Double Sunday by Sandys Gardens. The main color is almond, and then I have 3 different contrasting colors, and I use 3mm needles. I made gauge exactly. So yeah, I made it for my son, of course. This is not my size, but unfortunately it is a little bit too big for him. I thought I would manage it by rolling up the cuffs, but no, it is even too big in the collar. So he'll have to wait to use it. I was thinking about it for him to wear during Christmas time, but well, we'll have to wait a little bit. Maybe in the end of the colder season, he'll be able to wear it. I don't know. Otherwise, it will be a nice piece to have brand new for the next year. So that's the only thing I was a little bit disappointed is the end result. But yeah, it's not anybody's fault. My thinking was that Petite Knit suggests one size for 1 and 2 years old, and then the next size is 3-4 years old. My son is almost 3 and he's a big guy. And yeah, I didn't measure him. So it is all my fault. But in retrospective, I don't know if I would need the smaller size, because it doesn't make sense. It will be very close to his size now. So yeah, it might fit him for this Christmas, but yeah, maybe not on the next year. So yeah, I think I made the right decision. It is just that he's at this age when his exact size is very small for him, but the next size, it's a little bit too big. So yeah, he will eventually wear this. It's better that it is too big, of course, instead of being too small. But yeah, he won't be wearing his Frankish sweater junior during the Christmas season. But as a result, this was a very nice pattern to follow. I have no complaints for that. The only complaint I have is that because of the several contrasting colors, I had a lot of weaving ends to do. I could try to manage to catch floats between different colors, but there's a lot of space between the same color. So I decided that I wanted to cut my contrasting color every time I inserted one, and because of that I had a lot of ends to weave in the end. So it was a laborious work for such a simple sweater, but otherwise I think the result is very, very cute. It looks very nice on the sweater. It's just that it is too big for him at the moment. That leads us to my work in progress, which is only one. I tend to be a monogamous knitter, unless I'm traveling and I have a little bit of a travel project. And this is my my Oli sweater that I'm holding in my Sherlock and Pages bag that I acquired when I was in Bath and the Bath area last April. And this is the progress I have done until today. So, as you might remember, if you saw my plans for autumn and winter season, I was undecided about the colors. And let's be honest, I was thinking about making a very bold color combination of brown, creamish slash pinkish cream color, and a bordeaux for the berries, because I wanted to be bold and because I don't really like, and it doesn't fit my style, the combination of red and green. But actually, what I didn't tell you at the time is that I was just trying to stay on my comfort color palette and avoid at all costs the combination of red and green. And that, didn't convince me, because this is a Christmas sweater. It is a very simple design. I might as well, lean into the colorways. I had only to find something that make it a little bit more me. And what I didn't like about this color combination was that the main color was also very contrasting with the green and the red. So what I managed to do is substitute the cream color of the suggested yarns with a more green base that, leans a little bit more towards the green of the leaves, making the berries pop a little more, which means that they're actually the most contrasting color in the whole design, and the green is a little bit more subtle and blends a little bit more with the contrasting color. So I'm very happy with the color combination. In retrospective, I might go for a more Bordeaux color for the berries, but I'm happy with this. I used different colors between the mohair and the merino, so I would achieve my own color palette. I used this fennel green as my main color, but I blended with this elderberry color of soft silk mohair to make it a little bit more marbled and a little bit more shiny. And then for the reds, I also used different colors for the merino and silk mohair. This is pomegranate, and this is a little bit more burgundy color, which is claret. And then for the green, I also did different colors, because this is slate green, which is more of forest green, and this is bottle green. And I think it combines very well, it matches very well the slate green in the merino, because the slate green in the merino has, different colors within it of green. So yeah, I bought a lot more of these for my main color, because I have a lot of work to do in this color, and I'm almost at the end of the color work. I guess I only have 2 more rows of the color work, and then I will be, just knitting stockinette stitch in this combination for the rest of the body and the sleeves. At this point, I didn't do any modifications, and I don't think I will be doing any. Maybe in the cuffs, because I don't really like the cuffs very close to my skin. So I might have to do some type of modification or alteration. We'll see. For now, I think I'm managing very well the color work tension. We'll see. Sometimes blocking change things a lot, but We'll see. I hope it is going well. I'm consciously working on my tension and my floats during the color work. So I hope everything goes fine. So that is my work in progress at the moment, the only one. So let's go into my acquisitions. So since I last shared with you, I didn't have the yarn for my only sweater. So this also counts as an acquisition. I think I was so overwhelmed about, and I was overthinking my color choices for so long that I didn't have the yarn for this during my plans for autumn-winter. So I ended up only picking those up maybe last week. So yeah, that counts as an acquisition. And regarding yarns, I already shared this yarn. I picked this up on Brussels. It's naturally and-dyed in Belgium, but the yarn itself is not from Belgium. It is from a brand called By Night Dyes, and this yarn is called Full Moon in the color Cashew. It is 100% blue face Lanchester, and the girl at the store helped me pick it up for a sock project that I don't really know what will be, but yeah, it will stay on my stash because yeah, I wanted to expand a little bit my stash because in the past year I only had the yarn for the project that I was working on, and I was very grateful during the pandemic that I had a little bit of a stash that I fully used at the time when I wasn't able to go to a yarn shop. And then my sister went into, I guess it was Oslo, I guess? Yes, I guess it was Oslo. And she was near a yarn shop, and I asked her to grab me something. I didn't have the time to look for local yarns at that time because she was there for a few hours. So I went to the yarn shop website to see what they had, and then I saw that they had Arweta by Filcolana, which is a yarn I'm not really able to get very easily here in Portugal. So I asked her to grab me some, and she brought me 2 skeins or balls, I don't really know, I guess this is a ball, of Arweta by Filcolana in the color, I think this is color Marzipan, and 2 others in the color Mustard. I'll be probably do 2 pairs of socks, and I will be doing 1 pair of socks with this Marzipan color as the main color and make some contrasting work with the mustard one. And then I'll be making the other way around. I will have the mustard color as my main color for other projects and make something as a color work with the Marzipan color. So maybe 2 pairs of socks on the making. I have a pattern in mind, but I'm not committed, so we'll see. And then it was my birthday. So I indulged a little bit myself, and I've been gifted a little bit of knitting related things too. So the first thing is this, yarn ball. This is from Sostrene Grenes, and my sister brought me, I think from Oslo, because she saw this after she was buying this. For the small period, I was having ceramic classes, but in the end, I got pregnant, and I was in the end of my pregnancy when I had to leave, and wasn't able to finish my yarn ball at that time. So she grabbed one for me at that store. It's very cute. It has some lemons and it will be very, very nice to use it because, when your yarn ball spreads out into your floor and gets about 20 feet away, you don't really want to get up and get it. So that was a very nice offer from her. And then her and my brother also gave me the Sock Project book by Summer Lee, which was in my Goodreads list. So she saw that and she decided to grab it. So yeah, I might look for a pattern from this book to use my new sock yarn. I did not have much time to see every single pattern, but I now can understand a little bit more of sock construction because of the books that I've been reading lately. So I'll probably be able to, get into this book and choose one or two socks to knit in the near future. So I'm very glad to have this because this was one of the books I really wanted to get. So then, regarding my birthday, I decided to indulge myself into a knitting-related birthday gift because I really need to invest in good sets of knitting needles. I've been using, diverse interchangeable needles with different cables from Knit Pro and other brands, and then I have my metal non-interchangeable needles from Adi. But every time I start a project, I was seeing that I was also expanding my budget because I had to buy knitting needles, because sometimes I will have the size of the needle I need, but not the size of the cable, and it was getting very frustrating. So at the beginning of this year, I decided that around my birthday, I will reserve an amount of budget to buy knitting needles, and this amount corresponded to a maximum of the value of a Thiago needle set. So if I was able to manage this budget to buy more than one set, it would be great. So during the year, I was looking for sales, and I understood that I would need a metal set, but also I need a wooden one, because my Knit Pro needles I don't have all the sizes, not near that. And I was getting a little bit frustrated with my Knit Pro. I know they're good needles, but there's something about them that I don't really like. They break a little bit easier. And in my last project, my Frankie sweater, something happened that there was a wood chip on my needles that didn't allow my yarn to flow correctly. And I got even more frustrated with my Knit Pros after that. So yeah, during August, I saw a sale for the Like needle set. This is not the complete set. This is the Lico Indigo 5 inches interchangeable needle starter set that has 8 different needle sizes. The smallest is 3.25 millimeters until 10 millimeters. Yeah, I was able to find this on sale, so I decided to grab it. And then I was left with a budget that would not allow me to buy one complete set of Thiago needles. So I started to look secondhand. And yeah, I know there's a lot of knitting needles, fake knitting needles from Thiago at different platforms, including Vinted. And I saw several ones, secondhand, brand new, but around my birthday, it appeared one from one seller that that was a new one. And I asked Thiago about fake needles, what features could identify a genuine ones. And I asked for photos. I explicitly asked the vendor if those needles that he was selling were genuine, and he told me they were. So if they weren't, when I received them, I was able to get a refund from Vinted. So in the end, I decided to go for them. I was able to get an amazing price because he was finishing stock from a store that he had with his wife, a craft store. So I decided to go for it. And in the end, when I received it, I took some pictures, sent them to Thiago, and they confirmed that these were genuine. So I was very happy that I was able to buy these for a very, very nice price. So nice that afterwards I was asking him if he had the shorties kit. And after maybe a month, he sent me a message and said, well, I found one in other location. Do you want it? And I said, well, I only have this is my budget. I can't go for more than that. And he was a little bit, that's a little bit less than I was expecting. But after 3 or 4 days, he decided to let me buy it for the price that I suggested. So I was able to add to my stash of knitting needles the shorties from Thiago, which is very, very nice because for the price of a Thiago needle set, the complete one, 5 inches, I was able to buy this one, this one, this one. It's amazing. I was very doubtful at the beginning, but now I'm very... Yeah, I also confirmed that these were genuine. I, again, explicitly asked the vendor if they were. He said yes. I took pictures, sent them to Thiago, and they confirmed they were genuine. So I've been very lucky about my knitting needles, and I believe I won't buy any knitting needles for a long, long time right now because I have the stock I need to work on my projects without having to make an investment on needles every single project that I decide to do. So the last acquisition that I've made, it's inside here, and I am not opening it. This is an advent calendar. I'm not a huge advent calendar person, not even the chocolate ones. But this inside here is the Firefly Note stitch marker advent calendar, which I will put some photo here so you can see, so that I don't have to open my package. It only has 12 windows to open, so I have to make a decision. Do I start on the 12th of December to open them until Christmas? Do I start to open it on the 1st of December and open a window every other day? Or do I save it until Christmas Day and start to open one window every Christmas Day until the Wise Men in the 6th of January? It will be for the 12 days of Christmas, of course. So let me know, what would you decide on? I'm very intrigued. I might start on the 12th of December and lead into Christmas. I don't know, let me know, what do you think I should do? And last but not least, regarding stitch markers, my colleague Raquel from our knitting group offered me this little duck that I've used when I was doing my Frankie Sweater Junior, and I think it's so cute. Actually, what makes me decide to buy the advent calendar is that I don't really have any fancy stitch markers. Until very recently, I was only using the light bulb safety pins from clothes tags. So yeah, I then grabbed some more of those. But this is my only cute stitch marker at the moment, and I've been using it for my son's sweater. I thought it was very appropriate, but yeah, this is very, very cute. And I'm a little bit more into stitch markers at the moment because until today I wasn't very, I didn't need all those things, and I think we don't need those things, but sometimes if you get one or two, it's nicer. It makes the project has a little bit of another layer of joy, I guess. So yeah, I think that's all regarding knitting. I just wanted to share with you my progress on my English paper piecing, which is not much, but this is what I have been able to do until today. Yeah, as you can see, patchwork and sewing, especially hand sewing, is not my main hobby. Knitting is. So I've been doing this whenever I can. Whenever I don't have a knitting project on my bag, I stitched most of those paper pieces when between making my Frankie sweater junior and waiting for the yarn for my Ollie sweater. So yeah, I had my hands empty, so I decided to go for it. But I really enjoyed that bit. So yeah, I might travel a little bit in the beginning of December. So maybe I will grab this as my main project instead of a knitting project, or I will start a smaller knitting project to have along with my bigger ones. Because one thing I didn't like when I went to Brussels is that I had to carry a lot of yarn balls for the contrasting colors of my Frankie sweater junior. So despite I was just starting, my bag was very, very full. So yeah, I might have a smaller project for my travels. So I guess this is it. I just wanted to say to you that I updated my handle on Instagram. It was a little bit different before because I had a blog for about 10 years that was called the Rabbit Hole blog. It was about several things, including knitting, but hobby-related, handmade life-related things. I decided I will no longer write on it for several reasons. So I decided to update my handle to that Portuguese knitter. So that is where you can find me from now on. It's the same account that you probably already been following, but it has a new handle from now on. So I hope you join me there too, and I hope to see you on my next podcast. I'll be getting a little bit more into the Christmas season because I don't really tend to gravitate towards Christmas until December hits. So I hope you're well. I hope you're working on your knitting projects for you and for your loved ones. And I hope to see you very soon. Bye.